The Hidden 20 Things They Don't Want You to Know. It seemed like a slick alien thriller. Rogue extraterrestrials, corrupt cops, and insane car chases through LA. But The Hidden was far stranger than it looked. Studio fights, improvised insanity, and stunts that nearly went off the rails turned production into a roller coaster of chaos. What should have been a tense sci-fi ride became a surreal mashup of horror, comedy, and raw unpredictability. Get ready, here are 20 shocking truths they never wanted you to see. Shocking Secret 1. The alien that almost killed the lead actor. The alien in The Hidden wasn't just terrifying, it was nearly lethal. For one pivotal scene, the prosthetic alien head included hydraulics for lifelike movements. During rehearsal, a malfunction caused the head to slam against the wall, pinning actor Kyle MacLachlan against it. Crew members panicked, rushing to release him as the actor barely flinched, delivering his lines perfectly despite the danger. Safety protocols were revised, and the scene was repeated multiple times, each take ratcheting up the tension. The realism is palpable on screen. The alien's eerie movements feel alive, partially because they were genuinely threatening to the actor. The terrifying design combined with genuine on-set danger makes the sequence unforgettable. The alien was almost more dangerous than the threat in the story itself. Shocking Secret 2. The deleted scene that explained everything. A crucial 3-minute scene was cut just before release, leaving some viewers confused about the alien's motives. This deleted sequence revealed its origins, its method for inhabiting human bodies, and the consequences for victims. Test audiences reportedly found the scene too dark, and studio executives feared alienating viewers, so it was removed. Despite its absence, hints remained, creating tension and mystery. The footage exists only in private archives, and die-hard fans hunt for clips to piece together the full narrative. Carpenter later admitted that leaving out the scene increased suspense, but also sparked decades of fan speculation. The missing moments added layers of depth to the story, transforming a sci-fi thriller into a puzzle for the audience. The story we see was deliberately incomplete, keeping fans guessing for decades. Shocking Secret 3. Hollywood forced a white sidekick against the director's vision. The original script envisioned a gritty urban story with an entirely minority cast, reflecting the authentic world Carpenter wanted. Studio executives demanded a white sidekick to appeal to broader audiences. The director reluctantly cast the actor, sparking tension on set. The newcomer struggled to fit into the high-octane, suspense-filled sequences, and interactions often felt awkward at first. Ironically, the added character enhanced the contrast between the human world and the alien threat, providing comic relief and a relatable perspective for some viewers. Years later, fans appreciated the subtle dynamics created by this forced casting. Even if it originated from a studio mandate, what seemed like a compromise ended up improving the film's overall balance. A studio-forced casting choice accidentally elevated the tension and humor on screen. Shocking Secret 4. The stunt that went horribly wrong. One of the film's signature high-speed chases nearly turned into a disaster. In a pivotal take, Kyle MacLachlan had to drive himself at extreme speed, narrowly missing a streetlight. Safety nets and stunt doubles were used in some shots, but this particular take was live. Crew members held their breath as the car screeched through tight corners. The stunt coordinator later admitted it was insanely risky, with insurance almost refusing coverage. Yet the adrenaline-fueled sequence became one of the most memorable of the 1980s, with tension that audiences still feel decades later. Carpenter's willingness to push boundaries resulted in a breathtaking, edge-of-your-seat chase that feels as real today as it did on opening night. A near-catastrophic stunt delivered one of the film's most thrilling sequences. Shocking Secret 5. The secret inspiration behind the alien design. The alien's body-snatching design was inspired by horrifying real-world creatures. Concept artist James Cameron, yes, the future Titanic and Terminator director, studied parasitic insects and deep-sea animals cells to create its unsettling physiology. Its translucent skin, pulsating veins, and human mimicry were carefully researched to make the creature both believable and terrifying. Actors admitted feeling uneasy simply standing near the prosthetics, adding authenticity to their reactions. The design's biological roots amplified the horror, creating a creature that feels disturbingly real even decades later. Audiences rarely realize the scientific thought behind its grotesque elegance. Every movement, every visual cue was carefully crafted to make human possession terrifyingly credible. The alien's design was based on real-life nightmares, making it hauntingly believable. Shocking Secret 6, the actor who improvised a scene that blew everyone away. During a tense confrontation scene, actor Michael Nouri completely improvised a line that wasn't in the script. "You think you're hiding, but we see everything." Director Jack Shoulder reportedly nearly dropped the camera in shock. The crew immediately recognized the brilliance of the moment, scrambling to capture multiple angles to preserve it. The line amplified the tension of the alien-human conflict, giving the scene a raw realism that rehearsed dialogue could never achieve. The spontaneity forced other actors to react in genuine terror, which translated perfectly on screen. Over time, fans have cited this as one of the movie's most unforgettable moments, even though it was never part of the original screenplay. Nouri's instinctive timing elevated an already suspenseful film, proving that improvisation can become cinematic gold. One improvised line transformed suspense into one of the film's most unforgettable moments. Shocking Secret 7, the special effects that nearly bankrupted the film, bringing the alien and its gruesome body-snatching effects to life, was a massive undertaking. The production relied heavily on practical effects, from animatronics to prosthetic body parts that oozed slime convincingly. Each effect was painstakingly crafted and incredibly expensive. The production team worked long hours, often late into the night, to ensure every shot looked perfect. At one point, the budget was so tight that the filmmakers nearly ran out of money entirely. Despite the financial strain, the effects were groundbreaking for 1987, creating a horror sci-fi hybrid that captivated audiences. Viewers at the time had no idea how much time, money, and risk went into each scene. The tactile realism of the creature effects made the alien's terror feel authentic, decades before CGI dominated Hollywood. Revolutionary effects almost sank the production, but delivered unmatched realism. Shocking Secret 8, the cameo that nobody noticed. A subtle cameo appears midway through the film, a news reporter played by one of Shoulder's longtime collaborators. The scene lasts barely 10 seconds, and most viewers miss it entirely. The actor's presence was never credited, making it an insider nod to loyal collaborators. Despite its brevity, this tiny inclusion adds layers of intrigue for observant fans who spot the hidden Easter egg. Carpenter reportedly loved inserting these small touches as a way to reward attentive viewers. The cameo demonstrates that even the smallest roles can carry meaning, strengthening the film's lore and creating a secret connection between the production team and the audience. Hardcore fans often point to it as a highlight during re-watching sessions, proving that little details can have lasting impact. A blink and you miss it cameo rewarded eagle-eyed fans and strengthened the movie's hidden layers. Shocking Secret 9, the controversial script rewrite that shocked the studio midway through filming. Shoulder insisted on rewriting several sequences to intensify the alien's menace. Studio executives panicked, fearing audiences would be turned off by the darker tone. Changes included more gruesome possession sequences, heightened suspense, and a morally ambiguous ending. Actors had to adjust to the new direction on the fly, which caused friction and tension on set. Yet the rewrite made the narrative feel raw and unpredictable, enhancing the film's cult status. Retrospective critics praised the decision, noting that the added darkness gave The Hidden a unique edge compared to standard sci-fi films of the era. The changes ultimately strengthened the story and solidified the alien's terrifying presence. A daring rewrite transformed a conventional sci-fi story into a suspense-filled thriller. Shocking Secret 10, the hidden message in the police car chase. The movie's adrenaline-fueled police chase wasn't just visual spectacle. Shoulder cleverly embedded commentary on authority, control, and human vulnerability. Camera angles, editing, and pacing emphasize the alien's dominance over human systems. suggesting that traditional law enforcement is powerless against unknown forces. Many viewers missed the subtle metaphor, seeing only an exciting chase. Critics later highlighted the scene as a perfect example of layered filmmaking, where action sequences carry hidden subtext. The clever combination of tension, cinematography, and symbolic storytelling elevated a simple chase into a moment that rewards multiple viewings, reinforcing the aliens' overwhelming power over the human world. A pulse-pounding chase secretly critiques human authority and vulnerability. Shocking secret. 11. The night shoot that terrified the crew. One of the film's most iconic night sequences pushed everyone to their limits. Filming on location, the crew battled freezing temperatures, malfunctioning lighting rigs, and a slippery city street that nearly caused serious injuries. Kyle MacLachlan had to perform high-tension scenes while dodging cars and reacting to animatronic aliens that were operated manually by multiple crew members. The tension was so real that some background actors reportedly froze on camera, their fear genuine. Director Scholder captured it all, blending the actors' authentic terror with precise cinematography. The night shoot became a test of endurance and creativity, leaving the cast exhausted but delivering footage that remains visually stunning decades later. One night shoot nearly broke the cast and crew but produced unforgettable tension. Shocking secret. 12. The actor who refused to wear prosthetics. Michael Nouri, playing Detective Tom Beck, initially refused to wear some of the alien contact lenses and prosthetics, fearing they would impair his performance. The team insisted, explaining that realism depended on actors looking genuinely invaded by the alien presence. Nouri reluctantly complied, enduring long hours in makeup that caused skin irritation and blurred vision. His discomfort, however, enhanced his performance. He appeared tense, anxious, and genuinely fearful, which perfectly suited the story's escalating paranoia. Scholder later admitted that Nouri's resistance inadvertently added authenticity, proving that sometimes actors' real struggles on set translate into unforgettable cinematic moments. An actor's discomfort with makeup became raw, authentic fear on screen. Shocking secret. 13. The hidden use of miniatures for explosive scenes. Several explosive sequences were achieved with miniatures instead of full-scale stunts, a secret most audiences never noticed. Buildings, vehicles, and even street signs were painstakingly built at reduced scale and detonated in controlled environments. The combination of camera angles, slow motion, and compositing made them appear full-sized, seamlessly integrated with live-action shots. Using miniatures saved the production from catastrophic accidents and allowed dangerous explosions without risking human life. Today, fans watching the film see only the chaos and mayhem, unaware of the intricate craftsmanship and planning behind each destruction scene. The dedication to practical effects enhanced realism and became a hallmark of the film's gritty aesthetic. Miniatures created explosive chaos that felt real, hiding incredible craftsmanship from viewers. Shocking secret. 14. The improvised death scene. That shocked everyone during one of the alien possession sequences, actor Chris Mulkey improvised his own final scream and collapse. The reaction was so shocking that crew members forgot to call cut, capturing genuine panic. The improvisation heightened the horror, making the aliens' lethality feel unpredictable and visceral. Scholder kept the take in the final cut, believing it conveyed a realism no scripted performance could achieve. Fans today often cite this death scene as one of the film's most intense moments, unaware it was spontaneous and not in the original script. Mulkey's instinctive performance transformed a standard sci-fi moment into an unforgettable shock sequence. An improvised death made the aliens' danger feel terrifyingly real. Shocking secret. 15. The original ending that almost changed everything. The film's original ending was much darker. The alien was meant to survive and escape into another city, implying a potential sequel, Test audiences reacted negatively, finding it too bleak, so the studio demanded a revised ending where the alien is destroyed, offering closure. While the final version satisfied mainstream viewers, the original ending circulated in scripts and production notes, intriguing hardcore fans who debated what could have been. The change also altered the film's tone, balancing horror with traditional cinematic resolution. Carpenter later acknowledged that while the darker ending would have been riskier, it may have cemented the movie as a more profound sci-fi cautionary tale. The scrapped ending hinted at a sequel and a far darker universe than audiences saw. Shocking Secret 16, the stunt that almost ended the director's career. During a rooftop chase, Jack Sholder insisted on shooting practical stunts instead of relying on models or composites. One sequence required actors to leap between buildings using hidden harnesses. A miscalculation nearly sent Kyle MacLachlan plummeting, stopping filming instantly. Safety nets saved him, but the insurance company threatened to withdraw coverage, claiming the director was reckless. Sholder's decision to push boundaries ultimately paid off. The tension and thrill in the final scene are palpable. Critics later praised the rooftop sequence as one of the most intense in 80s sci-fi, showing how risk on set can translate into cinematic triumph. A dangerous rooftop stunt nearly derailed the production, but created unforgettable suspense. Shocking Secret 17. The hidden Easter egg from a previous film astute fans noticed a subtle connection to "They live in one scene." As the alien slinks through a convenience store, a background sign eerily resembles the subliminal advertising from Carpenter's earlier film. This uncredited nod wasn't in the original plan. It was added spontaneously by a set designer who was a huge fan of They Live. The reference went unnoticed by most viewers, but for those in the know, it suggested that Carpenter's universe is secretly interconnected. It added an extra layer of intrigue and rewarded fans who pay attention to minute visual details, creating a sense of depth beyond the main plot. A tiny, hidden nod tied the hidden to a cult sci-fi universe. Shocking Secret 18. The alien sound effects that made everyone uneasy. The creatures' vocalizations weren't digital. They were recorded using manipulated animal sounds. Bats, cats, and even pigs were combined to create the aliens' eerie screeches and hisses. Actors often reacted spontaneously because the noises were so unnerving during filming. Sound designer Alan Howarth pushed audio boundaries, layering distortion and reverb to craft a uniquely disturbing alien voice. The unsettling effect worked. Audiences subconsciously felt threatened, heightening tension throughout key sequences. The alien's presence was amplified through sound design, demonstrating how audio can be as important as visual effects in creating fear. Unsettling sound design made the alien terrifying beyond its visual form. Shocking Secret 19. The prop that almost got the movie pulled a prop gun used during a critical scene malfunctioned, firing blanks improperly and injuring a crew member slightly. The accident prompted a safety investigation and threatened to halt production. The filmmakers implemented strict new protocols, including multiple checks for every prop. Despite the scare, the scene remained in the film, adding authenticity to the alien-human confrontation. Crew members later recalled that the incident, while alarming, made everyone more careful and increased the on-screen tension. The mishap almost derailed the movie, but it ultimately contributed to a sense of real danger in the final product. A prop mishap nearly stopped production, but added authenticity to tense scenes. Shocking Secret 20. The film's cult status was almost accidental. When The Hidden premiered, it received modest attention, overshadowed by bigger releases in 1987. However, midnight screenings, sci-fi conventions, and video rentals fueled a growing fan base. The combination of horror, humor, and practical effects resonated deeply with cult audiences. Over time, it became celebrated for its fast-paced plot, inventive alien design, and high-octane stunts. Fans and critics now praise it as a landmark sci-fi horror hybrid, influencing later films and inspiring homage in countless media. What began as a mid-tier release evolved into a beloved cult classic, proving that word of mouth and fan dedication can immortalize even the most overlooked films. A modest release grew into a cult phenomenon, securing its place in sci-fi history. The Hidden wasn't just a sci-fi thriller. It was a battle of alien menace, chaotic stunts, and creative clashes that pushed everyone to their limits. Beneath the car chases, body-swapping horrors, and over-the-top action was a story about desire, greed, and what happens when control is only an illusion. If any of these secrets blew your mind, drop your favorite one in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more shocking revelations from the films that thrived in the shadows. Remember, what's hiding is never harmless.